Greetings, my friends, and welcome back to Mike Allen from Chicagoland. Broadcasting today from Walcott, Iowa, and the Iowa 80 truck stop. Can't wait to head inside and show you this place. It's one of my favorite places to stop at. Always kind of fantasized myself as being a truck driver at one point in my life, and this place kind of just feeds into that fantasy of mine. But love listening to the sound of Interstate 80 going by here and checking out places like this. So please come and join me, and let's get started. Rather large gift shop here inside the Iowa 80 truck stop. They got this RV Jeep inside here too. Not sure what products they're pitching with it. Looks to be some type of shaving cream along with some U.S. Army shirts. Disney characters always catch my eye, especially if I see Goofy. And Pluto as well. Got a table of black bears. Taking a bath. Got this welcome sign here too. I like to think that applies to me. You got an assortment of sayings. This one here caught my attention. You're not really drinking alone if your dog is home. Especially like these stay loaded shirts. Bunch of NFL merchandise. Green Bay Packers since 1919. We got Staley the Bear here. That's because the Bears were the Decatur Staleys before they became the Chicago Bears. Okay, so an assortment of knives. These things look like something Crocodile Dundee would carry. We have a Freightliner semi right here inside the Iowa 80 truck stop. This section here is all stuff that truckers need while out on the road. And this section is massive. I love just perusing the trucking section, just seeing what type of things you could find back here. I think they've pretty much thought of everything as far as things truckers need on the road. Wall of tail lights here for your truck, as well as some stepping boxes. If you ever need to purchase an oversized load sign, Iowa 80 is the place to do it. Need some mattresses and pillows for the back of your cab. Got those too. See these quite a bit on the road too, the Yosemite Sam back off mud flaps. Bunch of hood ornaments for your truck. Got some pigs, some ducks, all kinds of different animals. So I'm thinking about that scene in the Blues Brothers when they're driving through the mall and John Belushi says this place has got everything. Well, if you're a trucker, Iowa 80 is definitely that place for you. It has literally got everything. Bunch of DVD movies to watch on your reset time and brakes. Mini fridges that could be stored in your cab. Now what this is here is a wooden tire checker, and what you do is you bang these things against your tires to make sure that they're not flat and that they're full of air before getting back on the road. They also have them as mini aluminum bats. Tire checker here, Union Pacific. Yeah, I watch a lot of trucking content on YouTube in my spare time, and I see the guys using stuff like this all the time, just knocking their tires just to make sure they're not flat. Bunch of CB radios and police scanners. And one of the things the Iowa 80 truck stop is known for is having a dentist, a barber, and a chiropractor. There's a barber shop right next to the laundromat. Got a sitting area up here, still set up for Christmas time. They do have a movie theater inside the Iowa 80 truck stop right on the other side of that door. And anytime I see these old gasoline pumps, I just have to stop and admire them. It's quite a bargain there. 18 cents per gallon. This also has Caribou Coffee, Dairy Queen, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Wendy's. If you desire fast food. Yeah, it's definitely a challenge to eat healthy if you drive a truck for a living. Going to get some lunch inside the Iowa 80 kitchen. Start out with the classic onion rings and some ranch dressing there. After an onion ring appetizer, I'm going with the chicken fried steak with the hash browns, eggs, and toast. So my brother, who works in the trucking industry, was texting him during my lunch, and he told me, stop using the term trucker. It's driver or carrier. My mistake. Now the Iowa 80 truck stop, it's right over there in that building, but in the building next to it, there's a trucking museum that I thought we can go check out. And inside the museum, they got a whole bunch of these old gas pumps. Like a kid in a candy store right now. Shell, Texaco. There's another Texaco one and more Shell. This is so cool. There's a couple more. Got Golf and Amoco. So this here is an old electric truck from 1911. A Walker Electric Model 43. It was from a company in Chicago that delivered milk to local hospitals and restaurants. The sign said that the Walker brand was in service up until 1942. So it's pretty cool to see an electric vehicle from 1911. The sign also said that a single charge could allow for this truck to drive up to 50 miles. So these things here that look like water pumps, they're actually called lubesters, and it's basically, it was a device that dispensed oil. There's an old Coca-Cola delivery truck that hauled glass bottles. It's from Rock Island, Illinois, which is not too far from here. Even filled it up with actual Coca-Cola bottles. This here's a 1910 Avery tractor gasoline farm wagon. One thing I wanted to point out is the wheels. They're wooden plug wheels, which provided traction in the field and on dirt roads. It's a 1968 Ford F-250. This one was called the Camper Special, for obvious reasons. This is a 1954 Chevy Master with the trailer. It's got the United Van Lines logo on the back of it, and in United colors as well. Absolutely love this all-steel vehicle. I'd never heard of an auto car before until I saw this thing here. 1966. See if we can get a better view from an angle as well. That is a thing of beauty. So this 1925 Douglas is one of only 6 known to still exist at a top speed of 15 miles per hour. Yeah, Douglas didn't produce many trucks, and they were only in business till 1935, so these types of vehicles are extremely rare. So I love looking at these old Ford Model Ts, and this is a 1919 Ford Model T truck. And I guess in 1917, Henry Ford built his first Model T truck. Obviously this one came 2 years later. This here's a horse-pulled wagon from 1890, Standard Oil Company. Wow. And I would love to find a place that sells these old Standard Oil signs. Love to hang one of these up in my office at home. Yeah, I wasn't surprised when I walked over here and saw the sign said 1981, because this thing definitely looks like it came out of the 80s. It's filled with all these bumper stickers too. So this truck here is from 1920, and it was the first model created by the McDonald Truck and Tractor Company. It's a 1942 Peterbilt. Peterbilt is actually still around. I see their trucks and their shops along the highways and byways. Here's another Walker electric vehicle, this one from 1918. Looks like it's mostly made of wood. Here's a 1918 Independent from the nearby Quad Cities in Davenport, Iowa. One of the only trucks to be manufactured in Davenport. 1920 GMC K71. Sign said it was one of the most modern trucks built at the time that it was manufactured. And they got a mock-up of a Texaco service station circa 1920s, 1930s. Type of thing you probably would have seen along Route 66 back during its heyday. I also love the Texaco signs. Would love to add one of those to my collection as well, along with the Standard Oil sign. One thing that also caught my attention was this Sears service station. Believe it or not, Sears was a powerhouse in its heyday and had a whole automotive service department, along with all the other services that the company offered to its customers. So here's a solid rubber tire press from the 1910s. You used to get the rubber tire around the metal rim. So I picked up one of these official highway maps of Illinois inside the museum, and these are slowly becoming a novelty because of Google Maps and turn-by-turn navigation. I used to stare at these types of things for hours when I was a kid, just trying to think about where can my next adventure go. But now that I'm older and checking places out for my YouTube channel, I'm living a childhood dream of mine. So really appreciate you joining me today as I embarked on the Iowa 80 truck stop. Bills itself as the world's largest truck stop. I actually first learned about this place when I was a kid, and I was watching, I think it was the Travel Channel, and they were doing the top 10 truck stops in the world, and this was on the list. And I became infatuated with wanting to come and visit because it was the closest one to my house. So I had been here a few times, but this is my first time profiling it on the channel, and I appreciate you watching and coming along with me. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. You can also check out other ways to help me out in growing the channel. I'll put links down in the description below. Anyways, this is Mike Allen from Chicagoland, signing off from the Iowa 80 truck stop in Walcott, Iowa. I'll be back next week with another video in the Chicagoland area. But until then, don't you go changing.